the most iconic Cantonese mooncake, the Dan Liang Lu Yuebing, 8-yolk lotus paste mooncake. For many Chinese like myself, traditional holidays are known by their respective iconic foods. So for example, the Dragon Boat Festival would be known as Zhongzhijie, Sticky Rice Dumpling Festival. Lantern Festival is the Tangyuanjie, Sticky Rice Ball Festival. And the upcoming Mid-Autumn Festival is Yuebingjie, Mooncake Festival. As with the Zhongzi Sticky Rice Dumplings several months ago, I'll be doing a taste test of several mooncakes in the days leading up to the Mid-Autumn Festival, which falls on September 21st this year. We have an older friend who likes to joke that when he was a kid, back in those poorer days, he will only be allowed to eat one mooncake each year, only on a day of the Mid-Autumn Festival and only when the moon actually appeared, because mooncake was such a luxury back then. Of course, things have changed, and today mooncakes are much more accessible to many people, and some even use relatively lavish ingredients such as this 燕窝月饼 bird's nest mooncake from Guangzhou Jiujia. So I just retrieved this from the fridge because this is a 冰皮月饼 or ice skin mooncake. So it differs from traditional mooncakes, which are baked pastries. They have crust made from steamed starch such as glutinous rice flour, and they are often eaten cold, and they look like little snowballs. Of course, they come in different colors nowadays. So sort of like mochi ice cream in these aspects. This is a bird's nest mooncake from Guangzhou Jiujia. Bird's nest doesn't refer to the crust but the filling, which is mainly comprised of bird's nest at the core, surrounded by some sort of paste. It looks like bean paste, not lotus paste. You could clearly see the strands of the bird's nest. And I could clearly perceive the stringy but gelatinous texture as well. Also known as snow skin mooncake or crystal mooncake, the 冰皮月饼 was introduced in 1989 by famous Hong Kong mooncake maker Tai Pan. It was a disruptive and innovative product in various ways, and in my humble opinion, it epitomizes the Hong Kong people's respect and recognition of their Chinese heritage, but also reluctance to be tied down by tradition. Perhaps this little snowball even got the ball rolling for the reform and opening up in mooncake styles. Initially, it was rejected by traditionalists and older folks for various reasons, such as the white color, which is usually associated with death. When placed side by side with the auspicious red, the contrast is quite glaring. But the ice skin mooncake slowly gained traction, especially among youngsters, and today it is a part of the standard arsenal of many producers, even time-honored brands like Guangzhou Jiujia or Guangzhou Restaurant. With a name like that, you know they've been around for a while. More than 80 years actually, and we've eaten there on a Guangzhou trip several years ago. When it comes to mooncake, Guangzhou Jiujia is most renowned for traditional Cantonese mooncakes, which we've tried before, so this year we opted for a different brand. This is a mooncake gift set from Gugong Wenchuang, the merchandising arm of the Palace Museum inside the Forbidden Palace. 真的心意, goodwill from the Emperor. Oh, thank you, Your Imperial Majesty. Now, there are 4 exterior packaging designs inspired by the caisson ceilings in the buildings inside the Forbidden Palace. This one drew inspiration from Taihe Dian, the Hall of Supreme Harmony, which is the largest building in the Forbidden City and the largest wooden building in China. Now, despite coming from the national capital, this box doesn't contain Beijing-style mooncakes. Instead, it has 7 Suzhou-style and Cantonese-style mooncakes. And this one in the middle should be the most iconic Cantonese mooncake, the Dan Liang Lu Yuebing, 8-yolk lotus paste mooncake. As I said before, Guangzhou Jiujia is deemed the benchmark for this kind of mooncake, but you know, we're always up for trying new things. So let's see what's inside. Okay, so it has the auspicious golden red crust, which is made from lye water, flour, oil, and syrup. And the filling should consist of egg yolk and lotus paste. Let's take a closer look. Judging from its size, it probably has a single yolk, not two. Okay, so it's not a complete yolk. That was so disappointing. The crust and the pastry were passable, but the yolk, or lack thereof, was unacceptable. I remember back in the days that duck's egg yolk isn't always placed at the center, and when the mooncake is divided between several people, as customary because eating mooncake is a family affair since the Mid-Autumn Festival is a time for family gathering, the one who got the most yolk will be the subject of envy. This kind of yolk won't make anyone envious. This 玫瑰刀削 rose and bean paste was better. You could smell and taste the flour. The Suzhou-style mooncakes also featured fun fillings, like this slightly tart Qingmei green plum that felt almost reminiscent of key lime pie. Cantonese and Suzhou-style mooncakes differ in several ways, with the crust being the most notable difference. Suzhou mooncakes are like frag grenades and they could get messy, because they're flaky crusts made by folding dough over each other, sort of like croissant. By chance, we also saw some Suzhou mooncakes sold in bulk at the supermarket. Suzhou-style mooncake is divided into two camps, the savory and the sweet. The former refers to 鲜肉月饼, and they evolved from a holiday food into an everyday food. They contain ground pork fillings and are best eaten fresh from the store, though we could also reheat them in ovens or air fryers. The sweet mooncakes are the ones we bought. They are also better when hot and dry, or else the crusts won't be as flaky. Their fillings don't sound sweet, but they are sweet in peculiar ways, like 葱油 scallion oil and this 椒盐 pepper and salt. Personally, not a big fan of such flavors, particularly these ones we bought for cheap. They have this 哈辣味, a sort of spoiled oil rancidness. As the saying goes, 一分钱一分货, you get what you pay for. Generally quite unsatisfied with our mooncakes this year, but that won't sour our mood for the holiday. 祝各位中秋节快乐 Happy Mid-Autumn Festival! 再见!